This video is going to help you increase your happiness, to be more joyful in life, to be more positive, to handle yourself better in a difficult situation, and to put more positive outcomes no matter what situation or problem that you're having. And it's going to help you perform better at work, be more efficient and productive, and it's going to talk about different things that you can do for your mind and body that will help you immensely, that will help take you to the next level. And they're simple things. They're things that I've always done that have helped me have high levels of success in work and in life, and have helped me remain consistently happy, in control of my emotions, never allowing myself to get in a frustrated, angry, or even upset state. So this will help you shift yourself from that negative path to the positive path, or consistently remain on that positive path where consistently good things happen to you, versus a mixed bag. So you'll definitely be able to gain a lot from this video. This will help you, so just keep watching. Alright, so there's a couple things that I do to remain happy and remain calm and remain in good spirits at all times. So you have to do a bit of work for your mind. You got to take care of your mind. You got to get some good nutrition in you. You know, things that are good for you. You know, I've always read up on different things that I could put in my body that are healthy for me. I try to avoid foods and drinks that are very negative or won't do anything for me, just kind of wasted calories. So try to stay away from all that kind of stuff. But if I do cheat, or be a little undisciplined, I just try to get some good nutrition in me to offset the bad nutrition. So very simple with that. There's from coming into my brain, or any garbage coming into my brain, and that could be from movies, it could be from commercials. Commercials are brainwashing. I try to avoid them at all costs, because there's a ton of research and data and science behind how the brain works, and how those commercials will, brainwash you. If you watch a commercial for, whatever company, you'll want to buy that product subconsciously. So very simple. Make better use of your mind by not, being brainwashed and not watching commercials. If you do watch TV and, all that kind of stuff, just mute the channel, or limit the amount of time that you do watch commercials, or change the channel during commercials. Will be a great tip that I have. Scary movies and movies that are gory and things like that, just limit the amount that you watch it. Don't overdo it. Same thing with video games. It's not good for the mind. It's not healthy. It's the opposite that takes you into a peaceful state. So just limit that, or cut it out completely. You'll be a lot more relaxed, a lot less stressed out, and things like that. A lot of times we don't even realize these things that are happening, or what they can do, or the harmful effects, until you really look at the research and the data behind it. And no one's going to really tell you this, because the media and the movies, they want you to watch the movies, they want you to watch the commercials. It doesn't help them if you're not watching these kind of things. So in any case, I try to avoid that, and I try to do things that are positive for me, like listen to positive music. At night, I try to do things like listen to classical music, listen to harp music, which are scientifically proven to do beneficial things for you. Harp music lowers your blood pressure. Classical music helps creativity. A lot of these things are proven. So again, that's what I try to do. If there's data behind it that is beneficial for you, I try to do it and see what it does for me, and see if it works. And oftentimes it does work, and I do a lot of research. And the opposite side of the coin, if there's a negative effect, if it's been proven, if there's data behind it, I try not to do that. So it's just how to think and look at things, and to realize that the mind is like a muscle, and you need to do things that are good for it, like meditation, like the breathing exercises that we'll talk about, that I do every day, the alternate nostril breathing, putting your legs on the wall, taking some deep breaths, things like that are beneficial for you, that will help to improve your life. Everyone wants to be in good shape, be in good health, perform well at work, perform well, with sports, live a good life, achieve your goals and dreams, and gain accomplishments, have more money. Well, by doing things that are beneficial for you and not harmful for you, it will allow yourself to have better odds to achieve those goals and dreams and to live a better and more joyful life. So that's just kind of how I look at it. You'll be in more control of your emotions, generally speaking, by doing things like meditating and taking some deep breaths. You will handle yourself better in a stressful situation. When things happen to you, right then and there, in that moment, if there's a problem or a stressful situation, it could be a car accident, it could be something like that, you could lose your wallet, whatever the case may be. The instant moment that you respond to that situation or that problem or that occurrence, by meditating and by doing some deep breathing, it allows your brain to better handle yourself in those moments. So it's very simple. You prepare yourself to handle yourself better in better situations so that you guard against becoming stressed out. You guard yourself against, having anxiety or, being frustrated or being angry. You guard yourself against that because you prepare your mind for these moments. You build up your mind to handle yourself better in life, which you'll be a lot more emotionally stable. You'll have a better chance at being consistently happy instead of a roller coaster, all these peaks and valleys of happy, upset, frustrated, down. I wish I did this, I wish I did that, desperately seeking to be happy. You'll be a lot less desperate to increase your happiness. Every day we make choices and we have different habits, and the whole goal is to be disciplined, to do everything healthy and things like that. And that's most people's self-values, to take care of yourself and to do things that are good for yourself. And when you don't act in those self-values, for instance, if you have Coca-Cola, for example, and you're not supposed to drink that because it's harmful for you and the data behind it and things like that, but you are bored or you're upset, so you want a Coca-Cola, or you need energy or things like that. So what happens is, obviously, you have a little sugar rush and you get to feel good and stuff like that for the initial part. And then an hour or two goes by, or depending upon how you are, maybe much later in the day, you have a little crash, or you just feel bad about yourself because you did something that you didn't act within your self-values. You did something that was bad for you, so as a result you feel down. So the thing about it is, when you make decisions that aren't within your self-values, that aren't the best decision for you, when you make a mistake or when you become undisciplined, don't beat yourself up. That's not going to help anything. Just recognize it, be aware of it. Don't just beat yourself up over and over and over and over. Recognize it, be aware of it, be conscious of it, forgive yourself. But the only way you can really forgive yourself for that and get over that and turn it into a positive is if you recognize it and say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I made a mistake. I did this that wasn't good for me. This was unfortunate. This happened because of this. However, I'm not going to do that again. And I learned from it, because I learned. What did I learn from it? What did I gain from it? So how can you turn that into a positive rather than beating yourself up? And so that's a big thing that's always helped to keep me positive in that regard. As disciplined as you can be, and as focused as you can be, and as ambitious as you can be, we all make mistakes. Life is a bit of a roller coaster, so just don't beat yourself up, and just try to improve, try to get better, try to be more consistent. And the opposite side is, when you do act within your self-values, when you go to the gym, when you're supposed to go to the gym in the morning, you get to feel good for the next 16 hours. I read in a book before, and I carry this on for the rest of my life. I may not feel like going to the gym first thing in the morning, but if I do it, and I do it, because I get to feel good for the next 16 hours. So by sucking it up for 1 hour out of the day, the trade-off is I get to feel good, proud of myself. I did something that's beneficial. I acted within my self-values. And then as a result, you have a chain reaction of positive events happening to you for the rest of the day. You make better decisions because you're in better spirits and you feel better about yourself. So same thing if you drink something and eat something healthy. You feel better about yourself because you did something positive for your body. Your mind will work better because generally speaking, things that are good for your brain will work better. Versus when you put things in your body that aren't good for your brain won't work as well. A lot of it is how we look at life and how we look at the situation we're in. And feeling grateful and appreciative is a big piece to the puzzle. I read in a book before, if you're feeling down, do a grateful appreciation list, write down all the things that you're grateful, and then see how you're feeling. And it's true. I did it before, and I felt great, felt better. It's a great exercise. But just in general, appreciate what you have, and just know that better things will come to you. But be appreciative of what you have, and don't think so much about what you don't have. And you just have to have faith that life will get better. There's peaks and valleys. Life is a roller coaster. You're not always up. Sometimes you're down. So be aware of that. When you are down, again, don't beat yourself up. But when you are down, just know and have faith that it will get better. And every day, sometimes it's different. So just have the faith and keep the big picture in mind. The big picture is of where you will be, and you just always have to make sure that you're okay, that you have the basics covered, and be patient. You don't have to have everything overnight. You don't have to have all the money in the world today. If that's your goal, whatever your goal is, work towards that goal. Build momentum towards what your goals and dreams are, but chip away at it and understand that you don't have to be a perfect product right away. You're not going to be a perfect product right away. If your goal is to be the most disciplined person in the world, you might make mistakes. You might become undisciplined sometimes just because you're not perfect. But chip away at it. Learn from the experiences. Don't ever get too low. If you are feeling low, keep the big picture in mind and just know that it will get better. You have to have that faith. If you have that faith that it will get better, when you are having a down day or a down week, you'll be okay in getting through it because you know of where you will be. And just in general, worrying and everything doesn't accomplish much or anything. So think about some of the things that you worried about before in your life. Like how many times you worried about, is this going to happen, is that going to happen? And more often than not, you've been okay. Things have been okay up to this point. I mean, you're watching this video, so, think about the things that you worried about, but that ended up working out better than you thought, way better than you thought. More often than not, that's the case. But don't worry, about that. Remain positive. What alternate nostril breathing does for you is it basically ensures that there's equal levels of oxygen for the brain. You're automatically usually breathe through one side of the nose, and the air usually flows to one side of your brain. So when you breathe through both nostrils, and I'll show you how to do it right now, the benefits are, it improves how your brain works. It's great to do, before you go to an interview or before you have a big meeting at work. It will put you in a relaxed state. It will help it with anxiety, with stress, all things like that. It's good for your respiratory system, for the machine as the body is. It will improve how you work. A lot of times when we're stressed or when we're not breathing right, what happens is you'll breathe in something bad for you and the body can't expel it out as it should. Like for instance, you might breathe in cigarette smoke. If you're not breathing properly, in and out properly, like when you're stressed, it puts it messes up your breathing, and what happens is stale air gets trapped in your body. That can't get out when you're not breathing properly. So the alternate nostril breathing helps to improve that and helps to get out stale air and things that are bad for you in your body. So how you do it is very simple. You're going to breathe through one nostril, you're going to let it out, and then you're going to repeat the process. So you're going to breathe in again. You're going to let it out. So it's very simple. When you do any breathing exercises, when you breathe in, that's the time to think about your breath. Enjoy it. Enjoy the breath coming in. Like, think to enjoy it. Like, this is your time to relax and enjoy and just take a deep breath. Whatever's going on, don't worry about anything. Just think about your breath. That will relax your mind. It will reduce stress. It will put you at ease. And then when you let it out, it's like, everything's okay. Let it out slow. In slow, out slow. By doing things like this, you prepare your brain for when you do get in a stressful situation to deal with that stressful situation a lot better. So when something unfortunate happens to you, let's say someone hits you from behind in the car. Let's say, a customer yells at you. Let's say your boss talks to you in an unprofessional way. Let's say you have to do something at work that you don't want to do. Whatever happens to you. Let's say you lost, your wallet, whatever. It will allow you right then in the moment to better handle this situation. Like, okay, I lost my wallet. So I'll list all the benefits for alternate nostril breathing. There's even more, but I'll just kind of, off the top of my mind, it revitalizes you, gives you a sense of well-being. It's going to help to merge your brain hemispheres, which is going to get an even oxygen flow to both sides of your brain, which is going to enhance your clarity, mental function. So your brain will work better. You'll feel better. You'll feel sharper. It's going to soothe your nervous system, which is going to help you relax, and it's going to reduce stress. So you'll sleep better. Yeah, you can do it before sleep. You'll sleep very, very well. You'll be very relaxed. If you're ever feeling down, you can do the alternate nostril breathing, and it'll kind of pick you up, give you a little bit more energy, and things like that. So as you sharpen your mind, and as you do some of the things that we're talking about, like breathing exercises, acting within your self-values, making good decisions with your eating and drinking habits, you'll start to be more effective. You'll have better clarity. You'll be more productive, more efficient. Your mind will be sharper. You'll make better decisions. You'll practice better habits. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel well overall. You'll feel happier. You'll be a better, player, in the sport field. You'll be better at studying, better at delivering speeches, everything. So, but you have to do the work with your mind, with being in control of your thought, which in turn will help you to be in control of your emotions. And you have to do the work like the breathing exercises, because it's the same thing at the gym. You're not going to go to the gym and lift as much as someone that's been lifting for years. It's just not possible. But if you go every day for, or not every day, but if you go 4, 5, 6 times a week, whatever, eventually you'll be able to lift as much as, whoever. You'll be able to live, so the same thing with the brain. It's you gotta exercise, you gotta work at it, you gotta help it, you gotta guide it, you gotta not put garbage into it, like too many movies with killings in it, too many, the music, not putting too much garbage music, brainwashing commercials in it. If you limit all those kind of things, you have nutritious foods, or at least you get some superfoods in your diet, you make good decisions, you get proper sleep, then you'll have a better day, you'll be happier, and so it's very simple, but you got to start practicing these. You got to start practicing good habits. If you keep going through the same cycle of bad habits, bad decisions, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be very inconsistently happy. It's going to be too much of a roller coaster. But just understand that life is a roller coaster. Even when you are doing all these right things, sometimes life can still be challenging. And you have to kind of embrace that and be at peace with that. It's not always going to be perfect, but you have to have faith that it will get better, because it usually does. And just make the best of whatever situation comes up. So, along with talking about don't take things personal, by not taking things personal with whatever happens to you, you know, if a customer's rude to you, you know, if your boss is rude to you, sometimes it's just because they're having a bad day. So most people, I think, look at it like, oh, I can't believe they were rude to me. I can't believe they talked to me in this way. I can't believe they said that to me. I can't believe they didn't appreciate that I did this. Don't go down that rabbit hole. That's the whole thing with your thought process and thinking and staying positive. You have to right then and there be mindful in the moment to choose which direction you're going to go in. If you go down that rabbit hole, you're going to be in a negative state. Or you can say, you know what? Just recognize it and be aware and be conscious of it, but see it, recognize that it's there, and then move forward, and just kind of be at peace with it, and basically how I'm always at peace with it is I say to myself, all right, that guy's just having a bad day, he's stressed out, he took it out on me because he's not in control of his emotions, and most people aren't in control of their emotions. So when you're aware of that and when you're mindful in that moment and you realize that guy is stressed out because of whatever is going on in his life, you don't know what's going on in people's lives. So just because they said this or that to you or in that way to you, who cares? Just see it, recognize it, and let it go, and then just move forward. And by you having that approach and that mentality with it, you get to enjoy the rest of your day. And you don't put yourself in a negative state. You don't get cortisol in your body, which is going to be bad for your heart and age quicker. So by putting your legs on the wall, it's a yoga pose. This is going to help you and your mind to be in more control of your emotions. And this is going to allow you to gain the numerous benefits. I'll list the benefits here in a second, but I started doing this about 15 years ago when I heard some of the NBA players were doing it. So I started doing this, and it's very, very simple. You put your legs on the wall. It's gonna, reverse the effects that gravity have on you. It's gonna, it acts as an anti-ager. It's gonna calm your respiratory system. It's gonna increase the blood flow. It's just going to do a ton of those benefits. It's going to relieve achy feet, knees, tired legs, injuries to the lower body. If you have any knee issues, this is going to it's going to reduce inflammation. All these kind of things that it does. It's also a preventative injury. It stretches the lower back, the pelvic area, the hamstring. So it's just incredible for you. I'll list the benefits here right now. And, in running a cleaning business, I found that it also helped the housekeepers. Meeting a lot of housekeepers that had, just terrible arthritis in their knees and problems with their ankles and could barely walk after doing it for 30, 40 years. Some of the younger housekeepers and the ones who had done it for a while too, everyone that worked for me, just showed them how to do this. And we did it as a team effort and made them feel a lot better. So I'll just kind of show you real quick how you do it, how you put your legs on the wall. It's very simple. I'll show you real quick. So you just lie back against the wall. Sit as close as possible to the wall. Just put your legs up. And just relax and enjoy it. And what that's going to do is you're going to get all the benefits just as you would with a headstand or handstand, just by putting your legs up like that. So yeah, that's how you do it. And then just do it for 5, 10, 15 minutes. I find that if I usually do it for about 15 minutes, then you get a little your feet fall asleep a little bit. So that's kind of started taking cold showers 15 years ago, which they used to do back in the day, in the ancient times. It's more beneficial for you. And when I heard about the benefits, I started doing it, even though almost everyone enjoys a hot shower in the morning and stuff like that, especially if you live in colder places like I used to live in and grew up in. But in any case, the benefits are, it's good for your blood flow. It wakes you up in the morning. You have more of an alertness, more of a focus. It acts as an antidepressant and has been proven to, be effective in that regard, to pick you up if you're feeling down. It's good for your hair and skin. It's beneficial for that. It's even good for, the ancient times they used to do it. It's good for testosterone. There's been articles written about that. So just bringing you in the information. And then just in general, for me, I've been doing it every day, and I've been proud of myself for being disciplined in that. And the fact that most people won't do it because I don't want to take a cold shower. That's crazy. And most people aren't disciplined to do it. So you feel proud of yourself for doing that, and you feel a sense of, I can do something that most people won't do or can't do. So in that regard, that's been great in itself, aside from the benefits aside. So, but I'm going to list the benefits here. But I'll definitely tell you for sure that it does work. It does make you feel better. And yeah, try it out. How I started trying it out was simple. I took a regular shower. I turned it on a little hotter right before I went into cold. And in doing so, just before I went into the cold, I braced myself and I took a deep breath, and I was like, all right, here comes the cold. And in my head, I said all that. And then it's just bring it on. It's just, it's cold, but your body's hot. It's steamy in the shower. So when you get out of the cold shower, you're not cold because it's warm in the room because of all the steam and stuff, and then it's been steaming. But so nowadays I just kind of go right into the cold because you're used to it and it's a habit and you don't mind it and stuff like that. So eventually that takes place after, I don't know, a few months, 6 months, a year, something like that, I forget. But in general, you can take a regular shower and then turn it on cold at the end of the shower, and you can still obtain the benefits. So again, just, take life in stride, remain positive, look at the positive outcome of each situation, kind of catch yourself in how you're thinking, and you have two avenues that you can go in. The good thing is you can only think one thought at a time, and you get to choose that thought. So a lot of times you have to catch yourself in the moment, be in the moment, and change your thought. If you're getting in a negative thought, just say to yourself, I'm not going to go down that path. I'm not going to let myself go down that rabbit hole. I'm going to choose to have a positive thought. And my positive thought is going to lead me to positive things. So a lot of it's like that. Don't take things personal from other people. Recognize and understand how people are. People are very emotional. And then just, yourself, be in control of your emotions as best you can by doing the work, doing the breathing exercises, looking at things that are good for your brain, good for your mind, putting in things that are, putting in the work of things that act in your self-value, of things that are good for you. So, if exercise is your goal, then just exercise. And you don't have to do it, 3 hours a day. Just do something consistent. The main thing is consistency. Build positive habits, and you'll get positive results, and you'll just have a chain reaction of positive events after positive events, and that cycle going onward versus the opposite. So please comment, subscribe. We'd love to have you. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Send me a comment. We'd love to chat with you. We'd love to help you. We're having some great content coming out. We're doing a live stream coming up. I'm going to put that announcement out. Where we can talk about all these kind of things and various other topics, and whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about my travels, how I'm in Thailand, and I was just in Cambodia, and I was just in Malaysia, and I'm about to go to Laos, and then back to Malaysia. and then probably back to the United States, and then over to Malaysia. So we can talk about all that with what I'm doing every day with my business consultancy work, with my travels, with the activities that I'm doing every day. We can talk about all that stuff. Whatever you want to talk about, I'll be glad to talk about. Whatever questions that you have, whether it's work, career advice, interview advice, positive mindset, mentality questions, how to remain poised, how to control your emotions, whatever you want to talk about, that's why I'm here. So, all right, we'll talk to you soon, and thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.